All right, little to the right, little to the left. Let's open up the vault tonight. And don't forget, for that special person in your life, Valentine's Day, days away. As the clock is ticking, the best place to be to celebrate with that special someone, the vault. Cupid will be looking for you. So you've got your lovely bride here and your beautiful son. It is Valentine's Day, so take care of the woman that makes all of the magic happen, handles the East Liverpool Potter basketball social media, and literally waits for you to come home late every night.
No, she's definitely been great. Basketball is a long season, man. I mean, it starts in June, and we take a couple months off, before school starts, and then September to, hopefully March, we're all basketball. And she's definitely been holding it down. She takes care of everything at the house. Like I said before, when I'm watching film or scouting teams or, wanting to go watch games on my only night off, she's all for it because she knows how much this program means to me and the boys. So it's been great. She deserves it.
So there's been a couple of generations since I was courtside calling Potter basketball, but from what I hear, these last two games that we're going to talk about, it was like the old days at the field house, huh?
Yeah. Man, last night was something different. I got to play, I got a really good stretch of 4 years when I was at the high school. When I was playing in a Potter uniform, we had some really good crowds, but last night was really, really impressive. It was awesome to see the Potter faithful come out like they did. The student section was all but maybe one row full. It was really, really great. There were some shots hit that made that place, they were deafening at times. It was loud. It was awesome.
All right, so you take on Big Red. Let's talk about Steubenville first. You're up by 10 twice in the game, but in the end, they get the win. Where did things kind of go wrong?
The first half was great. The first quarter was phenomenal. Scored 26 points in the first quarter. Big Red went on some runs, and we knew they would. Their defense is phenomenal. They make people turn the ball over. Their ball pressure is really impressive. And the third quarter is what hurt us. They buried us in the third quarter. They got us to turn the ball over. They took a double-digit lead on us, and we just never caught back up. We made a couple runs in the fourth quarter, but you get down to a team like that by double digits, it's very hard to come back. Big Red's tough, and hopefully they make a long tournament run because Coach Haney's got them kids playing.
All right, Coach Miller, I wish I had more time. I would definitely have come out and visited you, but just trying to get to Pennsylvania and back to Ohio and back and forth has been just crazy this year. But I promise I'll be finding a way to do something for the Fighting Beavers. And you were all of that in this recent loss, a real heartbreaker for you, but a real thrill for you. So Nate Birch drills it, a little over a minute left. That gives you the upper hand after the three-pointer. You go on to win. But man, this has turned out to be a really great basketball rivalry, as it was back in the day when I was here. But Owen Hill, 6'7" junior, 16 points. He's a player. You've got some players. What a great matchup, and the fans that were packed inside the field house loved every minute of it.
Yeah, it was. It was a classic. I mean, it was going to be one that's going to be remembered for a long time. I think for a lot of reasons. Obviously, the fans were great. Like we said, the atmosphere was terrific. It was more than just a regular season basketball game. There was a shot at the OVAC championship on the line, and that's exactly the way the game played. It was back and forth the whole night. Beaver Local had us down for most of the game. We started out in a zone, and they just ate our zone alive, and Owen got to do what he does, and he scored it in the paint. We got in a little bit of foul trouble here and there, but something just clicked at the end of that third quarter, and our guys locked in on defense. I think we won the fourth quarter 25-7, 20-7, something like that. When our guards get to play defense and get in a stance and make people turn it over and sharing the ball like we were, we're going to be tough to beat, but we got to find a way to do that for 4 quarters and not just 1 or 2 here or there.
All right, so we're going to tell you where they're going to be this Saturday. It's 4A OVAC, the championship game against Cambridge, who upended St. Clairsville. So where are you playing this weekend?
It is the ECO Center, the Echo Center. It's the Old Ohio University Eastern down in St. Clairsville. Tip-off's 10 a.m. It's an early one. It's an early start, but Cambridge is good. We played them early on. We beat them in overtime at the buzzer. So this one is a classic in the making, it sounds like.
Well, I just absolutely love this time of year. But I also, because he loves the NBA, I get to talk a little NBA. That's how I get paid. As long as I can talk about the NBA, I'll travel anywhere to meet Cade Reynolds. Let's talk about Luka in his debut. Utah doesn't have much, but man, I'm thinking that maybe him and LeBron can figure this thing out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was many years ago. I mean, it's crazy to say it's 13, 12, 13 years ago now, but the Dwayne Wade and LeBron thing in Miami, both guys needed to have the ball in their hands. Everyone said it wasn't going to work. They're both ball dominant. And listen, the two things that Luka and LeBron do so well are share the ball. They're going to make everybody else around them better. I think the league might be in a rude awakening if these two really, really figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's an issue. LeBron has done it time and time again, not just in Miami, but he's done it in Cleveland. He's a team player, and he'll figure it out. And there's just too much talent to not figure it out. Anthony Davis suffers an injury. He's going to be down for a while. But I actually think he's going to help Dallas. And, you know, Kevin Durant, got to talk about him. Phoenix, he goes over 30,000. You know, he missed an entire season and a half because of an Achilles. Got himself some world championships with Steph Curry. I know he bounced around Brooklyn and what have you, and there's been talk about him going to Miami, maybe even Dallas. Wouldn't it be a shocker to see him end up with Los Angeles? He was praising LeBron earlier after that incredible night. But what has Kevin Durant meant to this game?
I don't think Kevin Durant gets a lot of the credit he deserves because I think Kevin Durant's probably a top 5 scorer of all time. I mean, to be 7 foot, maybe even 7'1", and to be able to put the ball on the deck and shoot the ball from the three-point line like he does, Kevin Durant's an elite scorer, and this league has not seen many people, if anyone, quite like Kevin Durant because the guy can just put the ball in the hoop. He's great. He can shoot it. Maybe he struggles a little bit defensively just because of his size and his muscle, but he makes up for it in his length, and then he really makes up for it on the offensive end. He's an elite scorer. He's phenomenal.
Let's talk about youth in the NBA. Anthony Edwards, what's he bring to the table? Just about everything.
Anthony Edwards just got that, like what we kind of say, that he got that dog in him. Anthony Edwards he's nasty. He gets downhill. He's super explosive. He's developing a jump shot. I think he had a great summer playing on an Olympic team surrounded by veterans, and he showed that he belonged. I think Anthony Edwards and a couple of these other young guys in the league have the league going in the right path. Unfortunately for us, LeBron, Steph, KD, they're coming down the home stretch, but I think the league is in a good spot with these young stars.
Joker's still in Denver, obviously a force, but you look around the league right now, and you got Tatum and company in Boston, and obviously what we're seeing with the New York Knicks. But man, it's nice to see OKC doing what they're doing. You see a lot Memphis, another team that really hasn't shined as well as they have of late. But teams that weren't always in the headlines, and it was always the LeBrons of the world and Kevin Durant's of the world. But now we're starting to see look at even Cleveland, a whole new youth movement in the NBA, and that's bringing more eyeballs to the sport.
Yeah, for a while it was like super team this, and the balance in the league was kind of off for a little bit. Now obviously you still have your great teams and then your teams who are your bottom feeders right now, but as far as talent-wise, I think there's a lot of talent spread out across the league, and I think the league's in a really good spot. You got young guys like SGA, these guys are just phenomenal. These guys can, like Anthony Edwards, like you said, just to have the league going in the right direction, and like I said, with the talent pool, how big it is, how many athletes are in the NBA right now, it's in a good spot.
How many more can LeBron play at this high level? He's 40 years old, Coach. Do you think he could go 2 or 3 more if he wanted?
Yeah. I'll give you 2 or 3 more. I think he could go 2 or 3 more. I think, especially with the addition of Luka, I really think he could go 2 or 3 more. He takes care of his body. He's never hurt severely. I think they get another center, like a legit solid piece, maybe even 4. He's still averaging 25, 9, and 9. It's hard to say he's on a decline.
Well, to get a good big man, they're a rare commodity. And Stephen A. Smith, who I love, said something the other day, and everybody kind of jumped on him. He said, look, all you need is a big body, wide body who can rebound. And he threw out Superman, Dwight Howard. Bring somebody out of retirement. Look, it's incredible what's happening in the NBA. But when you still think of Steph Curry at 36 doing what he's doing, it just goes to show you it ain't always about how big you are and physical you are. It comes down to the touch, and that's what makes basketball such a great sport.
Yeah, obviously Steph Curry changed the game, no question about it. The way he shoots the ball is just absolutely phenomenal. And as long as he's shooting the ball like that and has teammates who are able to play with him and run him off screens and stuff like that, he could play for another 10 years. Obviously, he's had that ankle that's bothered him from time to time throughout his career, but man, the way Steph plays, he could play for a long time.
Last thing, what's Butler going to mean to Golden State?
Depends on what Jimmy Butler they get. If they get the Jimmy Butler that Miami had in the finals against the Lakers, they could be in really, really good shape. Jimmy Butler's a defensive phenom. He can play defense. He can rebound the ball. He can score it outside or inside the perimeter whenever he needs to. But if they get the cancer Jimmy Butler, I think it could be trouble for guys like Draymond Green.
I'm glad, and sometimes fate really shines on you, that Connect ended up going back. I love this kid.
Yeah.
I was sad to see him being shipped off, right?
Yep.
But here's the other thing. Now, remember where you heard it. I don't have the basketball IQ that you do, but you need a big man in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Durant's just about 7 foot.
I'll take him.
Would it work?
Yeah. I mean, having a score like that beside LeBron and Luka, it would work. It would definitely
JJ
work.
Redick, young coach.
It would
young
work.
coach.
It
They
would
know
work.
what they're doing. All right, listen, tell everybody about Saturday, where they can get tickets. Hopefully they'll be along for the ride.
Yeah, tickets are all online. You can get them online. OVAC, OVAC website. Like I said, 10 a.m. tip-off at the Echo Center in St. Clairsville. 4A OVAC championship, 2 high-level teams. Cambridge has won 7 in a row. They shoot the lights out from the three-point line. This could be a really, really good one Saturday morning.
All right, you can tell your wife to hit the little button there as we say goodnight. Don't forget Valentine's Day at the Vault. It's open for business, so stop by, enjoy some great food and atmosphere. It's an evening you'll never forget. It's your Pratt Pack. Good night.